Hi, and welcome to another episode of Out and About with Kaza. I'm Alan Richards, and spring is here. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the future and what opportunities are out there to do some training or maybe some learning. And to help us with this topic, I have a special guest today, Majorie McRae. Majorie works for Eastern Shores School Board. So Majorie, you're a local girl to start.
I am.
And went away, like many of us do, to get your education. Mm-hmm. Where'd you go?
I went to St. Mary's University in Halifax. So after grade 11, I packed up my bags and couldn't wait to get out of here. And I didn't think there was a future here for me. So I went away to Halifax, thinking it would be a full-time move. From there, we went to Ontario, and we stayed there for about 6.5 years. Okay. And then moved home.
So how long have you been back?
I have been back for, I think it's about 21 years.
Oh, okay. Well, it seems to me you just got back.
Oh,
okay,
no, it's been a while, yeah.
And so you work at Eastern Shores School Board?
I do, since 2008.
And what do you do there now?
I am the communications consultant for Eastern Shores.
Okay, so it's a pretty big board?
It is.
You do communications for...
Well, big board as in geographically large, but not a lot of staff and students. We're probably among the smaller school boards in Quebec, but we have a huge territory.
A huge territory, right. And so what you do is you try to get the message out into the community about what's going on.
Communications consultant, really I just try to improve communication internally and externally. So internally, be given the territory and that we have many schools and centers all over. Sometimes communication didn't flow as freely as maybe we would like. So we try to improve that and open lines of communication, be more transparent, and have regular effective communication flowing. Okay. And then we also try to reach the community at large, parents, students, and staff, and we do that by social media and by our website. And
interviews on Televeg.
And interviews on Televeg.
Nice. I got the right person, obviously, to talk about this today. And I'd like to focus in on training and learning. So we know about the primary and secondary schools, and those are pretty straightforward. But I'm thinking about now that spring is here, you know, there's kids are finishing up secondary 5, or maybe not finishing up, and looking at what they want to do in the future, and even some people who are looking to make a change. And so I thought that we could talk a bit about continuing education. Is that the term? So we have the Adult Ed Center in New Carlisle, which is the anchor. And you guys offer a series of programs there every year?
We offer regular programs year after year. They're not always the same year to year. Some programs last or run about 1.5 years, so then it'll stagger the start date for the next one. But generally speaking, we have healthcare programs. We've been doing that for some time now. For the upcoming year, we see 2 in the New Carlisle area. I'm going to try and get the names right. Essentially, it's préposés aux bénéficiaires is what people know it as. So they'll be working as préposés in either a senior living complex or in home care. Okay. So that'll be starting next year. And we're also going to be restarting what people know as RNA, which is Health Assistance in Nursing. So that program, which is a longer program, will also be starting next year.
Okay, so your programs can be different lengths of time?
Absolutely.
Starting at different dates, potentially?
Absolutely. Oh. Yeah, so if anybody has interest in any particular program, even if we don't offer it in the Anchor Center, they can always call the Anchor Center and let them know that they're interested, and we can either let them know where it's going to be delivered, or maybe even have a remote access to it as well. So we have 5 adult or vocational centers, and New Carlisle is one of them.
It's just one of them, okay. And at all 5, we have different programs going on?
Running, that's right. They're different. They have access to different programs. They're the same programs. We have authorization for those programs, but they'll be starting them at different times. And as I said, some of them are available now remotely. So,
if we talk about New Carlisle, you talked about the préposés aux bénéficiaires. Like, how does that work? Do you need to have a special course coming in? What kind of qualifications does somebody need, or do you think?
Right. So it depends on what program you're looking at, but in terms of préposé now, if you want to know what prerequisites you need, you really should go to Inforoute fpt.org, and it gives you all of the listings and explains it in great detail, almost too much detail. It's confusing.
Okay.
Or you can call the center and they'll tell you exactly what you need for each program. But some programs you need secondary 3, some programs secondary 4, and some programs secondary 5. So when I say that, it's math, French, and English we're referring to.
Yeah, when somebody says you need a secondary 5, you just need those core courses.
You need the core courses, yeah.
Math, French,
and you
English.
don't necessarily need them if you're over 18 and you've been out of school. You can do a general development test as well, and you can gain access that way to those programs.
Great. So that was going to be one of my questions. These vocational centers are geared towards, I guess, adults.
Adults,
So
yes, 16 plus.
16 plus. And so if I'm 48 and I'm looking for another career, I could go to the center and take a course.
Absolutely, and if you've been out of school for some time and maybe didn't get your high school, but that's required, you can also gain entrance by a general development test.
Okay, so you do the test. What happens if I fail the test?
There's a very low likelihood that you would fail the test if you have any life experience.
Okay.
So I think a lot of people underestimate the value of life experience, but you learn a lot of math and science and all of the things that were so complicated in school. You know, people learn every day, and that translates very well to the general development test.
Okay, so I have a good chance of passing.
Very good chance of passing. And if you are really concerned, you could always sit with one of our teachers before, and they can just kind of brush you up on mainly the way the questions are asked to kind of get out of your own head.
There's a test. Now I'm in. What do I expect at the Anchor? How does it work? Like, is it 9 to 5 every day, or is it?
Now you're asking me something.
I mean, the details. Okay.
I don't work at the Anchor Center. I've had the privilege of working there before. I believe they start at 8 and they end at 3. Not all programs run those hours. Right now we're doing a barbering program as well. That's nights and weekends.
Okay.
So it really depends on the
really
program.
specific to
We are
what-
currently running also construction equipment operator course. It has 2 shifts, so some of the students work in the day, some work in the afternoon. So it really depends on the program. If you're interested, you would have to call, and then they would be able to set you up with
So
that.
there's an opportunity then, if I have a family or have other obligations, that the training could be around my schedule potentially.
Well, potentially, if we have enough people interested in that time frame, like for instance, the barbering, we were doing it at nights and weekends because all of our students work.
Okay.
So they're all working full
interesting.
time, and then they come 3 nights a week and every other weekend.
Okay. And so there's barbering.
Yes.
And that's how long is that course?
Now, that course is about 500 hours.
Okay.
They'll be done, I believe it's in July. And we are looking at starting another one in the fall. This is the barbering course I'm really excited about because we're the only ones east of Quebec, French or English, to offer the program.
Oh, wow.
So we're really excited about this new program, which our first cohort is going on now. I was there last night actually and got my hair done.
That's good.
And so if you want your head massaged, Alan,
I was going to say, I don't know what they could do for me. But,
they'll wash your hair and take care of it, but you can go in and you can get it for a really good deal, and we're essentially mannequins for the students. So that program we're looking at starting again in the fall. It's about 500 hours. If someone, and it could even be 8-10, I don't know, you have to check AFOHUD.
Yeah.
If someone's interested in doing daytime only, if we had a big enough interest, then we would run that program in the day.
Okay.
Or if you're interested at night, and same as the other programs as well.
So there's barbering, you said equipment operator?
Yeah, the equipment operator ends this summer as well. I don't know if we're starting a new cohort in the fall. That's yet to be seen. But we will be doing trucking in the fall. I'm going to say November. We really try and gear our programs to the workforce. So the trucking is generally wanted by those who are in seasonal employment. So we always try to run it starting in November. So that we expect to run in November. We also have, I have notes.
That's good.
I have notes. Trucking, what am I missing? Oh, fishing. How could I miss
the
fishing?
class
I'm
4.
a fisherman's daughter. Shame on me. Class 4 fishing. So the part 2 of that will run this next winter as well.
And that one's really geared around the fishing season, obviously. So they're learning
Absolutely.
outside of the season, doing classroom and practical work, I guess.
That's right. So I got
There we go.
notes. So we have domestic vessel safety, marine first aid, radio operator, and simulated electronic navigation. So that's the modules that'll be running next year. Anybody who didn't get into the fishing master class this year can still do part 2. And then run into part 1 again the next year when we start it over again.
The RNA is...
RNA is also going to be, I think, in January. January. We expect to run it because right now we're finishing up the group.
And that, you said
that one's 1,800 hours. That's a big course.
So it's, what is that?
A year and a half.
A year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And so coming out of there, I would work at...
You can work in the hospitals, you can work in seniors' residences, you can work privately.
It's a bit more involved than the Aedo beneficiaire, obviously.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, cool. What I like about it is there seems to be lots of opportunities to work in trades that are in high demand.
Absolutely.
Especially here in Agaspé, truck drivers. And
Yeah, we are in direct link with the labor force. Like our courses are determined based on the needs in the labor force. So anyone looking to get a job and are interested in helping people should come and see us at the Anchor for healthcare. If you're interested in seeing the world and getting paid for it and you want to do trucking, that's an option. So I think that everything that we're doing is in high demand.
Great.
And I also want to say,
Yeah.
it's never the end. You know, when you start a program with vocational studies, it doesn't mean that's where you have to, you know, you're stuck in that forever. I'm going to use my daughter as an example. So Hannah went after COVID, heard about how the seniors were being treated in the seniors' residences, came to me and said, "Mommy, I have to help them." So she went in, she did the préposé aux bénéficiaires, which is actually institutional and home care assistance.
Okay.
And following that, she started working in it and went, yeah, I don't think this is what I want to do, but it's definitely, I'm in the right vein. But I want to do more. So now she's finishing in May. She'll be a registered nurse. Well, I mean, she has to do her order, but she's finishing up in the Cégep in Carleton, where she's doing her soins infirmières.
Nice.
So it doesn't mean it's the end. You know, you can come and do that, kind of get a taste for it and decide, well, now I want to go back and be an RNA, or I want to be an RN, and it'll just give you a really good taste of what that looks like.
So she knew she wanted to be in the healthcare system. She just she needs to find the right spot.
She needed to find, and it was only once she got in there that she realized, I love helping people. I love caring for people. I'm not sure I'm in the right place. I think I'd like to have more decision making and do more. So that's why she decided to go and do that.
I was just wondering, is there an opportunity to take like just specific courses outside of a program? Does that happen from time to time? Like
Absolutely.
A French course or a...
Oh, definitely. We have someone hired, it's called Service to Business, and their job is if you have, for instance, at CASA, maybe you want your staff to learn anything. It could be Excel, it could be, he can organize to have that course made up and
Like a
deliver it
specific
to
topic,
you.
yeah.
Any specific topic, yeah.
The message I hear is there's lots of opportunities. To find out more, best call the Anchor.
With the Anchor 4, if you're in the New Carlisle area and you want to, or you're considering studying in New Carlisle, then the Anchor's your choice. If not, you can always visit our website, essb.qc.ca, and on there it'll have all of our centers. So if it's for someone who lives in Gaspé, and we have the Wakeham Centre in Gaspé, who, if they have questions, they can look on there.
Cool. So ESSB, Eastern Shore School Board, essb.qc.ca.
That's right.
For more information. And the other site that you said that you could go to find out the prerequisites?
It's InfoRoute. So InfoRoute,
Yeah.
FPT.org.
InfoRouteFTP.org.
FPT. FPT, Formation Professionnelle et Technique.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, .org.
So that's where they could find out more. Well, thank you very much. I feel like we could have spent another 3 episodes just getting into the topics, but it gave us a good understanding of what's out there and how people can find out more. And if you or any of your family or friends are looking for a change in career or trying to figure out something to do, we have some opportunities. Just go to essb.qc.ca.
Yes.
Thanks again for coming to watch this episode of Out and About. I'm Alan Richards. We'll see you next time.